Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rhyme of the Times for the weekend in 30th of November 2024. Water levels rise under Bert's stormy skies. A 40-year-old song's reprise, in some people's eyes, should be criticised for lyrics that patronise. MPs empathise, moralise, and restraint and respect is exercised as they discuss the sensitive matter of how someone dies. Zelensky's view on achieving peace is revised, while a peace plan for Israel and Hezbollah has been devised and is holding so far, much to many people's surprise. The week began with a huge clear-up operation with flood and storm damage across our nation. The Met Office had issued red and amber alerts. Many people, though, were caught out by Storm Bert, and environmental scientists are quick to claim that climate change is certainly to blame. While politicians want to make big decisions to get to their targets for zero emissions, humans are historically resistant to change, so politicians' plans get rearranged, and on Tuesday we had the situation of Vauxhall closing its Luton operations, a decision that's long-term strategical because people don't want to buy their e-vehicles. With jobs to be lost, the government's now dithering and they might just be reconsidering. Car makers have been given the target metric that 22% of car sales must be electric, but demand doesn't match that, so should government park it and shift the 2030 fossil fuel ban target? With the advent of the month of December came music nostalgia, a song to remember. Version 4 of Do They Know It's Christmas released, 40 years since the first one, but some aren't best pleased. Critics say the lyrics are outdated and condescending, though the charitable funds raised are never ending. In Parliament on Friday, an unusual sound. The Commons was seeking common ground. Right honourable folk spoke, and the House was all ears. No indecorous chorus of sneers and jeers. In an atmosphere respectful and sedate, more than 5 hours of considered, sincere debate. The subject of assisted dying was discussed, a life and death matter that couldn't be rushed. Kim Leadbeater had brought the private member's bill, no whips involved, this was MP's free will. And when the members vote according to conscience, there's no place for rowdy partisan nonsense. The terminally ill adults end-of-life bill, concerned with how we treat the terminally ill, had advocates on either side of the fence giving compelling anecdotes in their defence. For those facing death, a finely balanced tightrope between choosing how to die and the slippery slope. The slippery slope of external factors like pressure from bad relatives and other actors who might manipulate, coerce, dragoon vulnerable people to end their lives too soon. All agreed foolproof safeguards were essential and good palliative care was most preferential. But animals are put down humanely when in pain, so why can't human beings be treated the same? In the end, the ayes had it, and the bill stayed alive by 330 to 275. With Trump due to return to the world scene, political leaders speculate on what it might mean, trying to predict Trump's likely decisions, fearing, wishing, jostling for position. Ukraine's Zelensky could have much to lose depending on the route that Trump will choose. The Donald promised often on his campaign he'd need just a day to sort the mess in Ukraine. Ukrainians would, of course, love to end the pain, but what is the strategy inside Trump's brain? Compared with Putin, the paranoid dictator, Zelensky's a fearless and smooth operator. Now he's trying to be the great anticipator, and the stakes for the whole world could not be greater. Zelensky by many is viewed as a shrewd dude, while Trump is construed as rude with flip-flopping mood. And now the shrewd one has to try to second-guess the rude one to end this Putin-inspired mess. So on Thursday, Zelensky for the first time conceded that some of Ukraine might have to be ceded. He said he'd give a piece of Ukraine for peace, though it'd only be given as a kind of lease, to be diplomatically reclaimed later on, presumably when the Kremlin coward has gone. In return there must be a NATO umbrella, in effect a Russian vermin repeller, keeping Putin's thugs off what remains of land that is Ukraine's sovereign terrain. With the Republicans having more doves than hawks, Zelensky's showing Trump he's ready for talks. The question now is how much fear or respect does Putin have for America's president-elect? For 14 months, Hezbollah and Israelis have taken lumps out of each other daily, going at each other hell for leather, but negotiators finally banged heads together. And after Israel launched one final blitz, blowing more parts of Beirut into bits, suddenly the attacks completely ceased and Lebanon was in a state of peace. But as the heat in this troubled spot decreased, a new hot spot erupted in the Middle East. By the end of the week, a new emergency with Syria's unexpected insurgency. The city of Aleppo on Saturday fell. Now the rebels want to give President Assad some hell, heading southwards towards Damascus at pace, taking towns and villages all over the place. As the week closed, it was a case of watch this space.